welcome to Everything Sparkle. Last night I was at the Justin Timberlake concert, so me and my mom rocked out till late. But we're here today with Alanna Forte, the actress, model, and she's here to tell us all of her secrets of how she got started and what we need to do if we want to be a successful model and actress as well. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to your show.
Thanks. You just drove back from LA straight here?
Yes,
oh my
I
gosh.
did.
We're so happy to have you. So tell us, how did you get started? When did you get started?
How did I get started? Well, I guess I'll have to start with when I got started, should I say. I started in 2000. I actually started here in the Central Valley. I want to say I was working at Walmart. Okay, Walmart. And, you know, when I was working there, people was, oh, you should model, this and that. My mom used to always tell me, you know, you should model. And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, get those long legs. So eventually I just started doing my research and stuff, you know, and I start doing little gigs and stuff out here in the Valley. And then I decided to move to LA. In 2002, I went ahead and transferred my job at Walmart to LA.
Wow, are you serious?
And moved out there by myself. And from there, you know, I just start applying to different jobs and stuff. Made sure I got myself on like Central Casting and like what's the other one? Not Central Casting. There's another
Actors
one.
Access.
Yeah, that one. And, you know, there's so many different sites that you can go to get started, and that's what I did.
Did you get an agent or a manager?
You know, it's funny because when I first started out, I made the mistake of thinking that I was supposed to pay. You know?
Oh, you did one of those.
I did one of those things, right? And
Yeah.
so I ended up going to, I'm not going to say the name of the place because they still are.
I bet I know which one it is too.
Right? I started out going to that place and I paid like $900 or something. And then they put you on like a little website or whatever. And then after that, they just let you go. You know, you're basically submitting yourself and stuff. And I got to the point to where I'm like, why am I giving you some of my money if you're not even helping me, you know, get these gigs?
From
you know?
Walmart, your Walmart money, your
Yeah,
hard-earned.
exactly.
They don't know the struggle is real.
It is, you know. So I said, you know what? I took things in my own hands, and I never had a manager, you know. Then, back then when I started, and then recently I had a manager, maybe about 2 years ago. But other than that, the whole time I've been acting and modeling, one manager, no agency, just me.
Wow. What was your first job?
My first job, oh girl, that was a long time ago. I don't know. I worked so much.
What's your most memorable job in the early days?
In the early days, I want to say, acting or modeling? What are you talking about?
Either or. What was
Either or.
something memorable that you want to share, like a story about it?
Oh, well, you know what? My first magazine cover.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yes, I worked for the Horse Backstreet Choppers. It's a magazine. It's a biker magazine.
Oh, wow.
And I used to travel with them. I used to go to like Ohio and stuff. We do the rallies and stuff, and I was like their lead person.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're
stuff.
talking about. That's a big event that they have. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my first magazine cover. And then I worked with them for like 3 years and stuff. I had so much fun with them, and till this day, I still
Sturgis.
I still talk to them.
Was it Sturgis? Is that what it's called?
No, oh, man, I don't know.
I thought that's what the event was
Choppers.
called.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's something else. They still do it now, but I still talk to the owner. His name is Hammer, and yeah, that was my first magazine cover. And if they called me again, I probably would go back.
That
it
is
was
so
much
fun. Oh,
It was-
my gosh.
And, you know, a bunch of, you know, people I don't know, you know, a lot of bikers and stuff like that. But it was fun. They're really cool people.
Okay, tell us about this other event. Can we talk about the contest, the magazine
Which one?
for the Jet?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so I don't really, I mean, so I'm competing for Jet Set magazine contest. Basically, if you win, you get $50,000. And you also get the cover of Jet Set magazine, and then you travel with them and stuff like that. And it's for a whole year. And I'm competing. Like I said if you go to my profile on Jet Set magazine, what I said was I'm doing this to help someone else out. You know, I've been on covers of magazines and stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, but the money is actually to help someone else out that I know that's really struggling. And yeah, that's why I'm doing it, you know.
How inspiring. So
yeah.
Where can we vote for you? I know I submitted my vote, and I really encourage all my friends to vote for you as well.
You can vote for me if you go to my Instagram page. It's Alanna Forte. Or you can go to my Facebook page. It's Real Ilana Forte, and you'll see I have some posts up that's saying vote for me for Jet Set magazine. Just click on the link and you can vote for me. And every vote counts, and if you decide to pay for a vote, that vote, actually the money goes to B Foundation, and it's for kids with cancer.
Nice. So everybody vote. I encourage everyone to do it. And then you can drop a line, right, to you and be like, hey, I saw you on Everything Sparkle. I'm voting. So
yes, you
please
can.
do that.
Please do. Please do.
Okay, so acting. Let's talk about acting.
Okay.
How long have you been acting, and what are you working on?
Acting, I want to say for about 8 years or so. Right now, I haven't really been, I've been focusing on business.
Okay.
So when it comes to acting and modeling, I've kind of taken a break. So, yeah.
But what can we see you in? What do we know you from?
So we have a couple movies. If you actually go online, or you can actually on Comcast right now, there's a movie called From Hell to the Wild West. It's a horror movie. You can see me. I don't know exactly. I think it's on demand, because I know my mom called me and said, hey, I see you on TV.
You didn't tell her about the job?
No, she knew that there's movies, because I have a couple movies right now that's on demand.
Okay.
And she's like, I see you on TV. I'm like, which movie? And she's like, some Western movie. I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay, Mom, you can watch it, you know.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, if you go to Comcast, I'm on demand right now. It's called From Hell to the Wild West. And then also Playing with Dolls, Bloodlust. That's a really good movie. It's another scary movie. I do a lot of horror movies. It's available right now online. You can buy it. You might be able to find it in, like, Walmart and stuff like that. I have a couple of the DVDs at home. So, yeah.
So who have you worked with? Any memorable experiences you could tell us?
I worked on the show, just an extra though, but I worked on the show Ballers.
Oh, how fun.
Oh, man. Up close and personal.
So you got to meet everybody.
Yeah, it was fun. That was a fun show. Just being on it, you know, just being around like big actors like The Rock and all them. It was fun.
How fun. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine that.
Yeah. You know, you go in there and they're like, don't act all starstruck, you know, and you're just like, okay, you know.
That would be so hard for me if I met The Rock. Oh my gosh.
Exactly, you know, and then like you have to walk around and stuff, and you have to like, you know, talk to everyone, including them, you know, because it was like a party scene and stuff. And I was just like, oh my goodness, what am I going to say? Hey, you know.
Oh my God.
But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So
you started a clothing brand. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
This is what we have. We have some stuff from your clothing brand, actually.
Yes. So my company is called Fatazzo. Let's turn this around. It's called Fatazzo. Our main focus is we have sweat belts and yoga wear, but like our brand right now is all about sweat belts. And these are some of the belts right here.
So this is going to make us skinnier, right?
This will make us skinnier.
This is the illusion we want to create for people.
This is going to help you sweat. It's neoprene and nylon.
This feels like amazing. The texture of this is really thick. I love it.
Yes, it's thick, but it's light. You know, it's really light. It's thick material. That's the real deal.
Oh my
As
god.
I say, the real deal, no pickle. But yeah, I wear it all the time when I'm just at home, and then sometimes when I'm at the gym, I don't even have to run. I just put this one on. This is my favorite. I'll have this on as I'm working out, and I just sweat, you know. And sometimes I don't really need to run at all. It's just, it's good.
So
It's
just when
nice.
you're doing chores and everything, you just
Yeah.
wear that and sweat it off. That is awesome.
And it's nice. And the good thing about these belts is at the bottom right here, you know, the lining right here, it actually catches everything. So you're not sweating and it's not going inside of your underwear or your pants and stuff like that.
Oh, that's the worst.
You know, I hate that. I hate that. And there's so many belts out right now that's what happens, you know.
And then you get that ring around the top of your
Yeah,
pants
and
and
the struggle's real, you know.
You can't, and now everyone's wearing those light pants and you totally see everything. So you have to have this on top.
Yes.
So what inspired you to create all this?
You know, a couple years ago, I've competed a lot. I competed in pageant, and I also competed on, I forgot the name of that one boxer. It was like, we were competing to actually be the ladies to walk around.
the ring girls, okay.
Yeah. What's that one boxer that came, not Mayweather, the other one? Sugar
Sugar Ray, Canelo.
Leonard.
No, there's another one.
I know who you're talking about, the young, yeah.
Anyway, it was a boxing thing or whatever, and like I was trying out belts and stuff like that, and there was this one belt. It was doing the trick, but I had to work a lot to get the shape that I wanted, because I was like, okay, I want to get like this 6-pack. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanna beat
You were on a
all these
mission.
girls, you know, and I did it. And I made it,
awesome.
and we
Yay.
were a part of the whole boxing thing and stuff. It was a big,
So you were
it was a
creating
big
your own
deal.
stuff back then?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then now, I want to say a couple years ago, I went ahead and I start ordering stuff and testing belts out, cutting the material and stuff like that. And I figured out this is what I want. I want the neoprene belts that it helped me, you know, get to where I want it to be. And I want to help everyone else out too. So what I have for Fatazo, what we're selling is stuff that works. You know, because some companies, they have stuff and they say it works.
But it
Me,
doesn't.
I'm not going to waste my money or my time on stuff that's not going to work.
Right.
So this stuff, and then I have a couple other stuff that's not here. It works.
And your prices are super reasonable.
Yeah, the prices are reasonable, and we're always having like really good deals. You know.
So
have
where
a
can
couple
we
of
go to
sales.
buy this?
This, you can go to www.fitazzo, FITAZZO.com. And right now we're having a 25% off sale on all sweat belts. And I think the code is SAVE25SB. Just type that in and you'll get 25 off your order.
Awesome. So what's it like now? You're a model and now you're hiring other models to model your work. What's the dynamic there?
I think it's pretty cool.
You tell them, hey, it's like this, it's like that.
Yeah, and you know, it's I actually like this in a way, and I love the fact that I am hiring other models because I'm encouraging them to do more, you know? I mean, it's not just about modeling and acting. I always tell people, it's great doing it, but you need something else to fall back on, you know? And me, I know my job wasn't just going to be acting and modeling. I wanted my own stuff, you know, my own brand, and I want to teach other people. So that's what I'm doing. And when I get models, especially new models, I teach them how to pose, you know, and all that stuff. So it's like I'm training them to be better too. So it's pretty cool.
So what advice do you have for like someone that knows nothing about getting into the industry of modeling and acting?
Just be yourself. Don't do anything you don't want to do. You don't have to pay for anything. When I say that, as of you're not going to pay a company
Yeah,
to,
exactly.
you know, you don't have to pay for that.
You can give your manager a percentage, but
yeah.
you shouldn't be
You
pocketing
shouldn't be,
out.
You don't have to hire a company. If they say, oh, it's going to cost $1,000 for me to hire your daughter in order to do this, this, and this, then just do your research first. I mean, some people are legit, but sometimes it's not. There's always a catch. Just be wise.
And did you get asked to do a lot of things that you're like, no, I'm not doing that?
Yeah.
Do you still or not anymore, really?
You know, there's some people, you know, and then you get like the random ones that will send like emails and stuff, and like I got someone saying they wanted me to go to Japan and they were going to pay me $40,000. I knew it was bogus. but you just have to be wise. Not every money is good money, and you don't know you don't know everyone's attention. So if someone approaches you or if you get emails and stuff, don't get too excited, because you need to do your research first. You know, it's really, really dangerous out there. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Ilana.
No
I
problem.
love all of this. Everyone needs to go to your website. So what are we looking for in the future? Are you doing a swimwear line or a men's line? Anything you want to talk about in the future?
Yes. So, Fatazo is we actually have a swim line coming out. So, look out for that. We have a lot of amazing, beautiful bathing suits coming out, and
2 pieces, 1 pieces, both.
We have 1 pieces and 2 pieces. The sizes is small all the way to 5XL.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we have something for everyone, and you guys are gonna love it.
Well, that is honestly because I've modeled for you, I've worn your clothes, and you have something for everybody. You love the curve. So anybody that has curves, you know how to slim it. Everything's slimming, like your pants are slimming, your waistlines are slimming. So the bathing suits, did you make them?
The bathing suits, women's with curves. We have some bathing suits that's going to fit them really nice, and we have a little flowy, like something that's going to complement every part of your body. So
I love that about you.
I don't want to give too much, but you guys just have to go check out the website in about 2 weeks or so and see what we got.
I'm excited for it.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Ilana.
Okay.
And we are back with Melanie Warner. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
So you wear many, many hats. You own Fresno Magazine.
Yeah.
You're own a production company.
Right.
You help out with the Fresno Filmmaker Alliance, which we're having a mixer this evening at 7:30 at DeChico's in Old Town Clovis. So you got to come to that. And now you're charitable and involved in fundraisers and helping other people, which is what we're here to talk about. So tell us about that.
Thank you so much for having me. And I brought you some sparkle since it's kind of your namesake. These things are they get mixed up. So this is a fundraiser. It's a St. Patrick's Day party. This is why we have these fun little things. So it's called Go for the Green because you actually win cash prizes. We're doing a poker tournament and fundraiser. For a local Clovis North High School student who's actually playing in the World Games this summer. So he's the only kid in Fresno on the team.
Yes.
So he's playing for Team USA. This is kind of like the Olympics for kids. So it's kids 12 to 18. And there's something like 30 different countries and 15 different sports or something and 12,000 athletes. And so he is going to represent Team USA in Austria this summer and go for the gold, which is super exciting. And so we were part of their team sports is to do fundraising. And so we're doing this to kind of help him raise money and pay for some costs for the team, for Team USA to go and compete in these games in Austria this summer. And he's a 17-year-old junior at Clovis North. His name is Cole Kennedy. He did not get to play on his high school basketball team this year because he actually did a challenge where he was gone for 5 months. Imagine as a 17-year-old, you go away for 5 months to a challenge that is like a boarding school, charter school, military academy. Okay, it's on the National Guard. They shave your head. Okay.
Oh no.
They make you march 5 miles a day, right? No social media, no family contact. You get 1 5-minute phone call every 2 weeks, and you don't see your friends and family for 5 months. But he raised his GPA to a 4.0. He graduated in December from that program and is now back at Clovis North, but he missed basketball season. So there was this big sacrifice for him to do this, and now he's getting this opportunity to play for the Team USA World Championship, which is really cool for basketball. So we felt that based on all those accomplishments and everything, we wanted to get behind him, support him. So this is a fundraiser. It's this Saturday. It's called Go for the Green, and it is because he's going for the gold. This is a St. Patrick's Day party, poker tournament to help raise money for the World Games. And it's hosted by Kiss Country Gnarly Charlie.
Yay!
He's one of my best friends and
Yay!
So funny. He's the funniest guy I know. And basically, we've got over $1,000 in raffle prizes, things like Five Guys they donated. We've got Monterey Bay Aquarium tickets, Magic Mountain tickets. This I just picked up from Dutch Brothers, which is pretty cool. What else do we have? Oh my gosh, we have so many great things. Whole Foods put in a gift certificate as well. And then we have the cash prizes from the poker tournaments. For those who don't play poker, we have rock, paper, scissors tournament, which was Gnarly Charlie's idea. We're going to have cornhole. We're going to have basketball, hoops contest, all kinds of fun stuff. So I encourage you to come. If you do play poker, it's a $40 buy-in or a $20 buy-in. And if you register now, you get $500 in bonus chips.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And you can actually text, I think it's on the screen, to 559-577-4171. So that's 577-4171. And we'll send you the links for the tickets. You can pre-register today. If you don't play poker, that's okay too. We'll have lessons you can learn. And if you don't play, it's just a $10 entry fee, and that's all you can eat, all you can drink. There's no restaurant in town that offers that on a Saturday night, right? Yeah. Green beer, green cocktails, beer, wine, everything. It's going to be so much fun. And food from DeChico's. Old Town
I love
Clovis.
DeChico's.
Same place we're having the mixer tonight.
Awesome. So do you have to be 21 plus to be in this or no?
No, good question. So we didn't do it at a casino for that reason. So
Awesome.
You can actually, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Turn that off. Oh, that's my reminder. So you can actually, we did this because Cole has a lot of friends in high school and college that wanted to play as well. So if we did it at a casino, you had to be over 21. So we have a lot of people that are coming, and it's kid-friendly, family-friendly, so you can play and participate because it's all for fun, and you don't have to be 21 to play. Obviously, if you're going to drink alcohol, you have to be over 21, and we'll have wristbands and all that and security for that. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, it sounds amazing. What are we trying to raise? Is there like an amount that we're hoping for?
Basically, we have a deadline of April 1st of a total of $8,000. We've done some other smaller fundraisers, so I think we're about 50% there. So we're hoping to raise like $3,000 or $4,000 from this. And so we have so many seats available. We have a professional poker company that's coming, bringing the tables with dealers and all that. It's just going to be a lot of fun. And all the St. Patrick's Day stuff, the raffle prizes. So it's a great time, and it's good for families. Like if you're looking for something to do with like teenagers, where your parents and teenagers can kind of do something together, it's a really fun
This is
thing.
the only thing in town I've heard about where
Yeah.
we can do something like that, because it's always like just for little kids or adults. You don't have
Right.
something where it's like we can all party together.
Yeah, it's family friendly, and like I said, it's $10 a person, and it's all you can eat, food, drinks, everything included in that, plus the entertainment, and then you can do the raffle prizes. Lots of great things that we're giving away in the raffle prizes, and yeah, it's for a good cause. So it's a lot of
So
fun.
how would you get involved in charities? What other stuff have you done?
Oh boy. So with Fresno Magazine, I started in September 2002, which has been, so what's funny is April 1st, no April Fool's Day here. April 1st will be my 400th magazine in this town that I've produced. So over the years, we now have, we went from one city regional magazine to having 4 magazines here in Fresno. And I partnered with a corporate partner, and we now have over 800 magazines a month.
Wow.
So we're all over the U.S. and Canada, and we're in Europe. Fastest growing media company in the country, and we have over 8.5 million readers every single month. If we were a newspaper, we'd be #1 in the whole country. So it's a really cool thing. And people think print is dying, but it's actually, there's more print now than ever. I'm also a book author, and I can tell you that Amazon, the reports I get on Amazon, is that they're outselling the printed books to digital 3-to-1. So people are buying printed books more than digital. And they're opening up facilities, like they bought Whole Foods to be able to do distribution. So when you go in to pick up packages and things like that, you can not only buy food, you can buy groceries, you can buy books. Like they're creating a more retail establishment because Amazon kind of took over the book business, and they're now distributing and becoming the #1 book distributor in the world, which is pretty wild.
But we can read the Fresno magazine, all these magazines, can we read them both online and in print, or just...
We're working on the digital edition. We're really trying not to cannibalize print. So right now we have 4 different magazines in Fresno, and we publish private magazines for affluent communities, and so there's 4 different neighborhoods that we go to in Fresno right now.
So what if we want that and we're not in one of those neighborhoods? Or I've known some people have wanted a back issue, and they're like, well, I used to get that magazine, I don't get that anymore. Where do we go?
We actually don't distribute outside of the neighborhoods because they're private magazines, and they're strictly for the residents of those neighborhoods. Oh. So unfortunately, unless you live in that neighborhood, and because the magazines are all about that particular community, so it's not just about Fresno as a city in general, it's very specific neighborhoods. So we have one in Bluffs, we have one in Fig Garden, we have one that's like northeast Fresno, like Copper River, Monteverde, Fort Washington, Woodward Lake, that area. And then we have like a North Clovis one as well. So if you don't live in that neighborhood, you probably wouldn't get it. And we don't do subscriptions or anything like that. So you have to live in the neighborhood to get it. Sorry. I know that sounds terrible, but it's very specifically designed for that. And if you are interested in receiving the magazine, you can reach out to us, and we can add you to the mailing list. But we try to distribute within those neighborhoods because the information is very specific to people who live in that neighborhood. So if you don't live in the neighborhood, it may not apply to you, or it may not be the same interest to you, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. So film-wise, you're currently working on a film with Chuck Norris, correct?
Yeah, but I can't say that.
Oh, shoot.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. We're actually finalizing our schedule, so I don't want to jinx anything. So we do have a finished script, and we have a meeting tonight with our producers about that project here in Fresno. And we are working on a project with Chuck and several other actors, which is kind of cool. So we're putting that together, and we're waiting for his schedule, believe it or not. So we're kind of trying to figure out when we can shoot it based on his availability.
Well, what about, I bring up your past acting. One of your partners, Jeff, told me that you were on the show Dallas.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you knew that was coming. I mean,
yeah.
So tell us about that experience.
Well, okay, so I've been in media since I was 15 years old. My very first job interview was on the radio as a DJ. So I went in, I was living in Texas in a small town. I was 15 years old and never been on a job interview. I walked in and the guy said, now it's really important if you want this job, you can't have any kind of regional dialect whatsoever. I'm like, okay. So I was scared to death. Like, what does that mean? I can't have a Texas accent. I live in Texas. So I actually got the job, and I was on the radio live for years, all through high school. When my friends were partying on Friday nights, I was locking up at midnight, playing the national anthem, because back then, which feels like 100 years ago, we actually didn't have 24-hour TV and radio stations, and we had to close out at midnight, and we were required by law in the FCC to play the national anthem. Do you remember that? You probably don't remember that. Some of you that are over 35 probably know that when TV stations would sign off at the end of the night, they played the national anthem, and it was really funny. So that was radio. That led to acting, modeling, beauty pageants, things like that. And then when I was 21, I ended up moving out of Texas. I moved to LA, and I was an actor. But when I lived in Texas, I lived in Dallas, and I was on a TV show called Dallas, which was kind of fun. And I played JR's secretary, and I was on that season for 2 years. I didn't shoot JR. Nope. That was, I think I was 11 when that happened, by the way. And so, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and got to know Larry Hagman. But funny, strange enough, people don't realize this. So we would shoot the exteriors in Dallas, of the like locations and things, but then we'd shoot the interior scenes in Los Angeles. So people would literally, they would walk from my office, which was in Dallas, and they would open the door and they would go into JR's office, which was in a soundstage in LA. So it was really strange how, even though we worked together, I didn't see him a lot because he was shooting in LA, and I was shooting most of my scenes in Dallas, which was kind of cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that happened for years. But he was a great man. I miss him dearly, and he gave me a lot of great insight. It's funny because I used to give him crap for drinking a lot, because people think that he was like this big guy that drank a lot, but he was really just a fun guy. Like, he would have champagne on the set, not because he wanted to drink so much, he just wanted everybody to have a good time. And I was 18 when I was on the show, 18 and 19, so I couldn't drink, obviously. And I would lecture him about, don't drink so much. And he's like, don't lecture me about things you're not even old enough to do, young lady. So it was kind of funny.
What a great banter you had.
Oh, yeah. And he was very, very helpful in giving me advice, because I got a lot of, like your previous guest was saying, there's a lot of shady stuff that happens in Hollywood, and it was way worse back then than it is now. Nowadays, it's like the pendulum has swung the other way, where people used to get away with all kinds of shady stuff, and if you challenged them, you wouldn't work. You know what I mean? So it was like there were a lot of people getting away with a lot of stuff back then. And he was always looking out for me, and, you know, kind of took me under his wing, and I love Larry for that. I miss him. Good guy. So yeah, that was like my first big job. But the reason I stopped being an actor is, oh shoot, I'm sorry, I forgot to turn it off.
It's okay.
The reason I stopped doing acting is, I think, just because I don't know, I didn't like feeling like, I don't know, people telling me what to say, how to walk, how to talk, what to wear, all that kind of stuff. I just didn't like it. I really like the behind the scenes better, and that's why I'm a producer now, and I've been doing that for 20-something years, production companies, commercials, music videos, TV, film, all that stuff. So I really love that.
So now you're telling people how to walk, how to talk.
Exactly. I'd rather tell them what to do. But no, and then I had an agent, it was really funny, that worked on commission, you know, and he kept trying to get me these other gigs. Like, I didn't want to do nudity, and he kept trying to push me to do Playboy, because he said, if you want to be a film actress, you have to do Playboy. And back then, that was, I mean, this was, 100 years ago, 25 years ago, might as well be 100. And that was kind of true. That was what you had to do back then. And so he actually ended up getting me this offer to do Playboy, and I didn't want to do it. I was too worried about, what my parents would think, and my dad's, friends from church. And I knew someday I was going to be a mom, I'd get married, I'd have kids, and I didn't really know. That was before the internet. And so I chose not to do it, and he kind of fired me, and he was like, okay, I can't work with this. And I'm like, and what came from that is I met with Hugh Hefner, and he wanted to know, why do you not want to do the magazines? Because I'm probably one of the few people that said no over the years, right? And he wanted to know why, and I really respect that. And he started telling me about his passion for why he did his magazines, and the true story of how he first started doing Playboy, and how it came about from like this roundtable discussion where they were sitting around, and they had done this magazine where there was a lot of editorial, and he just wanted to be a writer and a publisher and write articles that were relevant. That was his passion. And they were like, how do we get people to read this? And one of the guys joked and said, how about putting full frontal nudity photos? And they're like, that's so funny. And they're like, hey, wait a minute, that might actually work. And so they kind of evolved into that. But his passion for publishing and really writing articles that were relevant, that was really what motivated him to do it. And the nudity, and he always wanted to be tasteful. And I'm not defending it either way. Like, some people love him, some people hate him. But my experience with him as just a person was that he was very, very passionate about what he did. and he really cared about the people that he worked with, and he really wanted to be a pioneer and do some really creative and innovative things, and he loved writing articles, and he loved having a platform to share stories with people. And that passion, when I talked to him, he was so passionate about that. It inspired me so much that I started my first magazine when I was 22 in Los Angeles called The Hollywood Monthly. And it's really funny, but that kind of got me out of acting. Like, he not only talked me out of doing Playboy, but getting out of being an actor altogether. And ever since then, I've owned magazines and newspapers. It's been over 25 years now, and I've never looked back, and I love it. I love having platforms to share other people's stories.
That's an amazing story. So, I mean, we have Fresno Magazine basically because of Hugh Hefner.
Yes. Isn't that strange?
I never would have thought.
No, most people would never make that connection, you know. But yeah, I know. I mean, and I have so many stories like that you wouldn't believe. Just crazy stories over the years of people. You know, I've seen people at their best. I've seen people at their worst. But I wouldn't trade my experiences in life for the world. And it's made me who I am. And that's how I ended up here in Fresno. And yeah, I love being able to serve my community and connect people through the magazines. It's so much fun.
How did you end up here in Fresno?
I was married, and I was pregnant, and my husband said, "I'm moving to Fresno with or without you."
What?
So, yeah. So I gave up my life and my career in LA, moved to Fresno with my son, who's now 17, and I was pregnant with him. So he was the reason we moved here, and started Fresno Magazine September 2002. Yeah, so, and the rest is history. And it's just been kind of a crazy ride since then. We've now divorced. It's now been like 8 or 9 years, and we still have a great relationship and amazing kids, and we still work together from time to time. And he's remarried, so we're just one big crazy family. And
I love that. That's a really good story.
Yeah, and our kids we work with our kids. My daughter's an actress in LA, and so it's weird. She moved to LA when she was 21, and now she's dealing with the same stuff that I dealt with at that age. No Hugh Hefner to talk to and be a mentor, but a lot of other people that have taken her under their wing, and it's really interesting. The people that I met when I was her age are now helping her.
That is amazing. That's how
in fact, Valerie, you connected me with Valerie McCaffrey, and she
is
working with Valerie as an assistant in casting.
Oh, that's a great experience. She's so multifaceted.
And here's what's funny. So one of my oldest friends from Hollywood, his name is Scotty Schaefer, and he was Michael Jackson's personal assistant for like 8 years. And so, for years we talked about this whole thing that was going on with Michael, and he adamantly defended Michael, and so did I. I mean, it was like, there's no way he would have done any of this stuff. And he was there, and there's no way it was going on beneath his nose. And I mean, and he knows Valerie. And they were old friends for like 25 years. So they were talking the other day about my daughter, like, what? This is her. This is how we know each other. This is so weird. So.
Oh, what an amazing story. I love that. How long has she been working for Valerie?
A couple of months. Yeah. So she ended up, Valerie and I talked about a story and your mom was the short film that your mom was in.
Yes, called The Dirty Bomb.
Yes, and I love that. And Val, I mean, if she's watching, I love that. It's such an amazing and powerful story. It's a short film. She's trying to raise about $10 million, and it's a period piece about World War II, and it's a brilliant piece, an amazing film. And she has a feature script with it, and we're actually talking to different people. I would love to help her raise the money and do that. So that's one of the projects that we're looking at and that I would love to help get off the ground, because it's amazing. Really, really good job. So
that's great. You guys reconnected, and then she helped your daughter. I love that story. That is so awesome. And your daughter's going to get big and then start helping. That's just so awesome.
It's all paying it forward. And you never know, like just how you and I met by chance. And then you just mentioned that, and then we connected, and then my daughter connected with her, and then Scotty knows her. I mean, it's not even 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's like 2 degrees of sparkles,
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Melanie.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
I know you have another show to do actually right now. And I'm really honored that you took the time to do my show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thanks for inviting me, and thank you guys for watching. And if you guys get a chance, come out this weekend. We'd love to entertain you and have fun at the poker tournament. And you might win some money or some prizes and meet some really cool people. And Gnarly Charlie will be hosting it, so he's always a lot of fun.
Okay, when's the deadline for us to RSVP for our tickets?
If you're going to play poker, we need to RSVP right away because we have so many spots available for the tables.
Oh, okay. So we really need to. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I need to get on that because I really want to go to this. This seems really exciting to me.
And if you register now, like in advance, you get $500 in bonus chips. Otherwise, you can also do it the night of, and you can come in at the door and register then as well.
Are you playing poker too?
I might. I love playing poker. I love Texas Hold'em.
I'll play on the table. If you
I might be able to. I'm kind of running the event too, and so I'm literally running around making sure like everything's going smoothly. But I probably will get a chance to play, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's for a great cause. So, go Team Cole, Team USA, and the World Games. So, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Back with the lovely Kevin Anderson, Fresno's great photographer.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So, Kevin, how did you get started in photography?
So, actually, about 16 years ago, I traveled around Europe. And on that trip, I took my camera with me. And I had been taking some photography classes and things like that while I was in high school. But I kind of fell in love with that on that trip. And I really learned my camera. I kind of learned the settings, and that was really my big, period of when I fell in love with photography.
Awesome. So why are your pictures different than everybody else in town? And they are.
Thank you. A lot of what I do is I use a lot of shadows. It's usually very dark. It's very dramatic, and I think what separates my photography from other pictures that are being taken or other work that's out there is it really brings forward a lot of the emotion and a lot of the energy from the shoot. It's very dramatic and it conveys a very strong message. So I like to pull out all the sky, the textures, make it very detailed. The ultimate goal is to make it a lot like a painting.
Nice. And you're doing from our Gothic photo shoot. And so what made you say, hey, we're going to do a Gothic shoot?
It's interesting. A lot of times I'll be on another shoot or working somewhere off location, and I'll get these ideas that just come into my mind. It's like, oh, we really need to do this. And I happened to be walking around at another shoot, and I saw somebody who was going by who actually it was around Halloween time, that had a really detailed vampire type thing on. And so I saw that, and I thought, you know what, we have to do a shoot for that. And so those are really the creative times that we get to bring in new makeup artists, new models, and really just kind of display that individuality.
Great. So tell me about some of the models that you've worked with. Are you always looking for like just sexy energy? Do you do just females? Do you males? What is it that we're doing the creative stuff? Because I know you do photographs for anybody who wants, if they want weddings and stuff. But when you're doing your creative stuff, what is it that you're going for?
So
this girl's really pretty.
Thank you. Yeah, no, this is actually a recent shoot too that came out, and we again, it was just kind of a crazy idea we had. I was driving around the outskirts of Friant, heading home towards Millerton Lake, and I saw this old abandoned bridge that actually was the old highway bridge that was destroyed in a flood, and it was just tagged with all this, graffiti. And I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to do a photo shoot. So usually we'll scout for models. Either some assignments, it's companies that are paying me to bring on a model, or they'll send a model my way, and then we do these shoots that they're promoting, whatever it would be, whether it's clothing or lingerie or sunwear, you name it. But we just found this location and then pulled a model in. Her name's Gabrielle Anderson. She's very talented, and had a lot of fun with it. So
and she's not related to you?
She's not related to me, no. We get that question too. But no, so it's always kind of thinking of future, just new ideas, always keeping it fresh, keeping it different. I don't like to recreate the same work twice. I always like to keep pushing the envelope, making it more and more detailed, more and more dramatic, something that's going to make you stop in your tracks and say, wow.
That's really neat. So do you use men as well as women, or just mainly females?
We do use some men. Okay. I will say that my business is primarily focused on females, just because, as a personal story for mine, is that when I was growing up, I kind of had a hard time with some personal family situations that happened, and some very close people to me who are female were hurt pretty badly in a relationship. And so ever since that happened, I felt like I wanted to use my photography to kind of advance, female empowerment, to lift people up that had been in hard situations. And sometimes I'll pull in models who have never modeled before, and they may have been in a bad relationship, or somebody put them down, and when they come out of these photo shoots, it's just like they're a whole new person. And so it's kind of rewarding for me to do shoots that I do usually free of charge to bring them in, and it totally changes their perspective.
That's really nice. You're kind of boosting their self-esteem, and
Yeah.
I love that story. I've never heard of that before. That's really nice.
Yeah, and so usually we don't charge anything, and I'll usually meet with the model, and I'll ask them, what interests you, what would you find exciting that you would like to do for a photo shoot, and then they come up with these ideas, and it's just phenomenal. Sometimes they come out better than the professional shoots we do, and it just totally changes their perspective. And so it's very rewarding for me in my business to be able to do that as charity.
Okay, so you've said that you've damaged some equipment, you'll climb up a tree or whatever to get the perfect shot. Is there a story you want to share about a crazy photo shoot experience you've had?
Well, actually, it's interesting. It's the photo shoot we just put up on the screen at the highway bridge. Gabrielle and I got out there midday, and it was interesting because that bridge goes up literally 30 or 40 feet in the air, and it's laying on its side. It's almost like the flood wiped the bridge out, and it's laying completely vertical. And so I climbed all the way to the top of it because we wanted to get all this texture and the sky and everything in the shot. And so when we got up there, I had a light that cost almost $3,000 that I took with me up there for this particular shoot. And of course, as soon as I got up there, it fell. And she caught it as it was kind of going down, but then it actually hit the side of the bridge, and it is what it is. But sometimes I'll do anything to get the perfect shot. So.
And you did. The sky looked really beautiful. I was like, that was a really pretty blue.
Yeah, and so a lot of times to get those shots, we have to have special equipment, special lighting, and I use, of course, a very expensive camera, and just doing the settings just perfectly right in order to get those shots like that. But it was something that I had to have, and she was willing to go up there. She was a trooper. She took her shoes off. She was walking through glass. It was like a war zone. So it was really fun, though. And so when we got up there, sure enough, the light went, but it was worth it.
Oh my. So if people want to get a hold of you and they want you to do, what's their information? Where's the best place to get a hold of you?
So you can find me on my website. It's www.kevinpandersonphotography.com, or you can go on my Instagram. It's @KevinAndersonPhotography, and find me there. And then my email is kevin@kevinpandersonphotography.com.
So what's your specialty when you get hired? I know you do weddings. Do you do headshots as well, or is...
I do. Pretty much, and that's something that I've really kind of focused my business on too, is I'll do any photo shoot that there is. Some photographers focus on just one area, whether it be couple shoots or weddings or something. I do everything. So whether it's something that's a dramatic photo shoot for a company, or Halloween time ads, or cinematic shots where we're doing something for a movie production, weddings, you name it. I do every photography. So if you have a dream in your mind and you want something done, regardless of what's involved, whether it involves makeup artists or special effects, I do all of it.
Awesome. And I love the photos that you did of me. I love when you wanted to do a gothic shoot. That's really cool because I wouldn't have really thought of that. So it brought me out because I love themed photo shoots. So I was like, that was really nice. I think it came out really well. And I'm always worried about, how things are going to get portrayed because, I want to have a good image. And sure. I think you did a great job of making it classy. And that's what the feedback that I've gotten. Is that something that's important to you too, to always make it classy? Or?
Yeah. So we try to keep our photography to where it's something that you could be proud of. So we don't do anything that's, overly risque or, something that's untasteful. It's always got to be tasteful. And so all of the shots are focused on that. And we still have that creative element there, though. So it always makes it exciting, but definitely it's going to be different.
And why is your lighting so much better and different than other, I know you do use a lot of shadows. Is this something you're just tinkering with this whole time, or?
Yeah, so early in my photography career, I focused a lot with people who do cinematic lighting. So a lot of continuous lighting that you would see done on a movie production. I don't always use flash, and so when I go to a location, usually I'm bringing a whole truckload of equipment. I have large carts that carry over 1,000 pounds of equipment sometimes, and it'll take me hours to set up my lighting, but we do everything. So whether we're doing artificial lightning, just anything you would see on a movie set, it's like a big production. And, the results, speak for themselves in the shots, but it is a lot of work. And it was just studying that early on and then incorporating that into my work so that it's more like a piece of artwork or, something you'd see on a canvas rather than just a picture.
That's a great job. Thank you so much, Kevin, for being on my show.
Oh, thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.